can't leave. So you got to board that plane.
See, he tells amazing stories in his songs. Another one that I love is Carrying Your Love With Me.
Yeah.
Love that
West
song.
Virginia down to Tennessee.
Great song.
Every time I've played that at a wedding, everyone's singing along to that one and shouting at the top of their lungs, West Virginia!
Yeah, representing.
Absolutely. I love some of his earlier songs, like The Fireman.
Oh, yeah. You're going
Again,
way
another
back.
song with tongue-in-cheek and wordplay in it. He's a fireman running around town putting out old flames.
Yeah, you know what? That reminds me of Brad Paisley. When we were talking about who's been influenced, Brad Paisley's from West Virginia. And
That's right.
You can totally hear that George Strait influence.
Oh,
Love
of course.
them. Yep.
Yeah, the guitar playing as well. Another song I really liked was The Chair.
Oh,
that song with the twist at the end.
I forgot about that song.
By the way, this might not be my chair at all. I just want to strike up a conversation with you, lady, and see where it goes.
So good. So good. Classic George.
What else did you have?
I loved you. Have you heard of the song Run?
Baby Run. Something like that?
It's kind of a sad song.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favorites. Like you just have to be in the moment and just listen to everything.
Wait, is that
that
something
song.
about like I need you here with me right now, baby? Run from Dallas or
Yes,
run
yes,
from Houston
that's-
or something.
yes, yes,
Get to
yes.
me as soon as you can.
Yes.
Okay.
One of
I
my
almost
favorites.
forgot about that one. It was a big hit for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a great song.
I can't believe I forgot about that one.
I
His
love
vocal
it.
range.
I
We
wanna
didn't even
hear it
talk
right now.
about George Strait's vocal range.
He's amazing.
He had that lower register, that cowboy twang where you needed it. But then, like, the dude's got some pipes. I mean, he can get up there.
He can pretty much do
And
it
he can
all.
hold it.
He can hold it, yes.
Just like
The
you-
note.
Just like on those summer vacations with my grandma and grandpa when nothing was going on in their marriage, as far as I knew. We'd be driving to Florida or somewhere on summer vacation. My brother and I were little, and my grandpa did not like to stop. He liked to just get to the destination.
yeah.
So
Just keep on going.
like George Strait singing a high note, I also had to hold my pee.
Oh, brother. Where are we going? Let's get back. King George, King George. Another one of my favorites is Write This Down. Remember that one? Did you have that
Make
one on
a
your...
little note. I forgot about that one, too.
Great one.
I also liked Baby Blue.
Oh, I forgot about that song. Thank you.
If we can get deep for a minute.
Thank you.
Allegedly, that song about the memory of his daughter who died in a tragic car accident. I think it was like early 70s or mid 70s.
Yes.
His daughter was like 13. Really young.
Yeah, almost a teenager, just kind of in that little middle section and passed away due to a car accident.
Yeah, now, again, he didn't write that song, but when you hear him sing that, it's got to come from somewhere.
It does, deep down. You can definitely feel the emotions in that song.
Yeah, Baby Blue, if you've never heard that one by George Strait, definitely encourage you to check that one out.
Yes.
Especially if you're a girl dad.
Absolutely. It's a great song.
You also mentioned Love Without End, Amen, a few minutes ago.
Yep.
If you're a boy dad,
yes.
your ears need to hear that song. Let me tell you a story about a father's love.
Yes, amazing.
So that one and George's song, The Best Day, which is about the father-son relationship, those two just get me in the feels.
Yeah. Get those Kleenex boxes out because you're definitely going to feel tons of emotions.
And I love that he can kind of bring that out. Again, George wasn't all about just the heartbreak songs.
Love, loss.
Or rodeo songs.
Right. He accompanied everything.
Songs about family, about growing up, songs about childhood.
Yeah.
What else did you have?
I also had, let's see, did we talk about You Look So Good in Love? I'm not sure if we mentioned that one. Did we talk about that earlier?
Was that in Pure Country?
No.
Okay.
It was an earlier George. It wasn't in Pure Country, but it's a fun little love ballad. I enjoy that one.
Yeah, I really like it a lot. Now, I'm from Middle America, Southern Indiana, a born and raised Ohio River rat.
Oh, gosh.
George Strait's song Heartland
Oh, yeah.
is like the unofficial anthem for the Midwest. Sing a song about the heartland.
That was in Pure
Sing
Country.
a song about my life.
Great song.
Yeah,
You
that
can
was in
totally
Pure
relate
Country.
to it. Yeah.
I think it was used in commercials, too.
You
Through
know
the
what?
late 80s, early 90s.
And George Strait, he was a spokesperson for Wrangler, and I think they might have used.
Oh, maybe that's what it was, Wrangler.
Yeah, it was Wrangler.
I was
He
thinking
did
it was
the
like
jeans,
maybe
the whole deal.
Ford or like, and we're back to picturing him in tight Wrangler blue jeans again.
He just looks so good. He looks so good in those Wrangler
Jeans.
jeans.
Another one of mine that I really liked that was in Pure Country, Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Oh, love that song.
It's so fun. Pick me up.
If you haven't seen Pure Country, please give it a watch. It's a little hokey here and there, but
It's a lot hokey.
No, it's not. I'm going to stand by it. It's one of my favorite movies. And George is very funny. You don't get to see that playful side of him sometimes. He's funny, he's sweet, endearing, and he's basically George.
I will say, for him not having a lot of acting chops beforehand, maybe some music videos where he got in direction in the music videos.
Right.
He really kind of holds his own as a leading male actor.
Did carry his own. I mean, they had Leslie Ann Warren in it, Kyle Chandler. He played Buddy Jackson in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Is he your favorite where he has to replay Dusty or pretend to be Dusty? And
I love Kyle Chandler. He's Mr. Friday Night Lights.
Yes. And Leslie Ann Warren, I mean, she's a huge movie actress, and she played Lula Rogers, which was his, was she his road manager, or what did she...
I guess kind of a love interest too.
A little bit.
She discovered him or claimed to discover him, and you'd be nothing without me. And
right.
Your typical band manager or control freak over your career. And I'm sure those people exist in the music industry.
Yeah, and he was just getting tired of the glitz and glamour because, as we all know, George is, the long sleeve shirt, the Wrangler shirt, the cowboy jeans, and the cowboy hat. He doesn't need the smoke and mirrors and all that crazy jazz. So
he's pure country.
Absolutely.
Just wants to write songs.
Play music.
But loving and leaving.
All my exes in Texas. Yes, watch that movie. It's a good one.
I tell you what takes me out of it a little bit, though.
What?
Is the stubble, the 5 o'clock shadow.
I like that on him.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know.
I like it.
I like clean cut George.
He looks good both ways.
Of course you would say so. I don't know, man.
Let us know then. Let us know.
Maybe we'll throw a poll up on our social media channels at UTI Music Pod on Twitter and under the Influence Music Pod on Facebook and Instagram. Which King George do you prefer in Pure Country?
The clean shaven or the 5 o'clock shadow?
I bet he's a Stetson man.
Those hats? We need to get you a nice cowboy hat when you're riding on your lawnmower and you're listening to George. We got to videotape that. Let's do it.
No, I'll pass.
No, we're doing
It's hot under those hats.
If George can do it, you can do it. Come on, Jason.
Maybe I'll take one for the team.
Okay, yeah.
But also the ponytail or the mullet that was clipped on.
It's kind of like a rat tail. I didn't care for it, but I'm glad.
It was a rat tail. It's totally a rat tail.
They got rid of it. You got to watch the movie.
All right, moving on, switching gears and kind of getting us back on track with some of our favorite songs by George.
Well, wait, I want to hear about this story that you have to tell because I have never seen George Strait in concert. He is on my bucket list. I want to see him in concert so bad, and you have a story.
It was the Cowboy Rides Away tour.
Ooh.
About 5 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe 6.
Okay.
My now wife and I went to see him in Columbus, Ohio. That was the nearest date. For some reason, he didn't come to Pittsburgh, or maybe he did, but we just missed that date for whatever reason. So the next closest date to us was Columbus. My car had broke down.
Oh, no.
A couple days before the show. We're oh, man, we got these tickets. And I was trying to be a gentleman. I offered to drive. And so the mode of transportation was her manual transmission stick shift Jeep Wrangler.
Whew.
That she still has to this day.
Okay, I think I've seen that car, haven't I?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
We weren't cruising down the interstate on that thing with the soft top down. This was in February or something.
It's cold.
Yeah, it was a Valentine's Day gift. Aww. So I surprised her with George Strait tickets. It's one of her favorite artists. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's not much for driving in big cities. Mm-hmm. And especially in a 5-speed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's enough to just drive you crazy.
Just to try to keep up with traffic down the interstate, 80 miles an hour, my car was an automatic. Mm-hmm. And I'd been driving it for years. So I'd kind of fallen out of practice or forgot how to drive a stick shift.
Right.
And so part of the deal was that I would drive halfway.
Okay. Oh,
to Columbus. Now, she started out driving to the venue.
Okay.
And then I was going to drive back.
Sure.
We get to the show. Amazing concert. Hands down, to this day, one of my favorite concerts I've ever been to. And I'm not just saying this because we're doing an episode on George Strait.
I got to go see him. Got to go.
Packed house.
Oh, yeah.
Sold out show. And so the show ends. and we're getting back in the Jeep. In that time, getting from the venue to the gas station and then to try to get back up on the interstate again to head home, I'd fallen asleep in the passenger side.
Are you kidding me, Jason?
George Strait took it out of me, man. I'm telling you.
He put you to bed.
No. I was cheering. I was singing along, having the time of my life.
He tuckered you out. You were just all in it, and then you passed out.
That's right. And let's just say she was less than thrilled with me.
Jason, you're lucky she became your wife.
Yes. Hashtag blessed.
Yes.
So let's get back on track with some of our songs.
Story.
Oh, thank you.
I love that, by the way. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's something that we can cherish forever. Honestly, I try not to bring it up a lot. I'm mad at you about it then. I'm still mad at you about it now. I'm like, babe, that was
a few
6 years ago.
I love it.
Let's move on.
I love it.
Easy come, easy go.
Ooh, nice.
Like that transition.
I love that.
Great
Thank
song.
you.
Probably my second favorite George Strait song. Yeah.
Out of all of George Strait's, catalog of music, it's hard to pick my favorite. I can't do it. I
think that song, if he ever wanted to cross over into like maybe an adult contemporary format,
he really could.
That song probably would have done it. And if you've ever been in a relationship and you wake up one day with those feels of my heart's just not into this anymore, this song speaks to that.
It does.
Easy come, easy go. Ironically, the first song I heard on the radio like a day or two after I split with my ex-fiance.
Oh, like the timing of radio and music and songs, it's so weird how it works sometimes.
Right.
Yep.
You know, everybody has that one person that was the one that got away scenario. Mm-hmm. So that was that relationship for me. Mm-hmm. And the coincidence or the irony of just like a day or two of us parting ways. And, and to this day, I don't think we've spoke much more than 2 words to each other. It's weird, right?
It is, yeah.
But that song, it was like, okay, it just sort of sums up that relationship. It wasn't a bad breakup. It wasn't anything either one of us did. It was mostly a long distance relationship, but we were trying to make it work from a couple hours away. We had gotten engaged, and we wanted, the next step was to plan a wedding and plan our lives together and our future. And it just never really got to that point.
Right. The moment, maybe the memories of that time together. And then George spoke to you in that song. And that's what he does.
Easy come, easy go. Like,
it's good how it didn't.
She gave me the ring back.
I've heard some horror stories. So that's actually a good ending.
What else did you have on your notes?
Did we talk about Give It Away?
I forgot about that
Give It Away.
Come on.
It's such a great song.
Yes.
And I've heard it a few times on the radio, but not enough. And it's just one of my favorite songs. It's one of my top 10s.
Just give it away.
Ooh, that was nice.
I don't know.
That was pretty good.
Okay. A little bit further on in his career, he came out with Love Bug.
Love Bug? I don't even know if I know that one.
Nobody's ever seen it, but it's got the whole world shook up. Couldn't you say the same about coronavirus?
Yeah. See,
I mean,
George
how
knows.
apropos is that song for like the time we're living in now?
Absolutely. I don't even know how else to describe 2020. It's
you don't see a love bug when it comes along and bites you. And like now you've got these feelings for this other person and like out of the blue.
Love Bug.
Oh, speaking of blue. Blue Clear Sky.
Blue Clear Sky. Nice
also,
transition.
Probably my third or fourth favorite George Strait song.
And I mean, did you know that George was making music before you even were born, Jason?
Before I existed?
Before you existed.
I mean, I'm a fossil, but
I'm a fossil, okay? I was around when he was making music, but I still love him to this day.
Yeah.
And I feel like I hope newer country artists, like, you know, still remember George because he's such an icon. He's done so much for country music and country radio.
Another song that's a little bit more current that I still love hearing on the radio today. Like, I will stop and just turn the song up because it's just a fun, feel-good song. And I think you mentioned it earlier, check yes or no.
Oh, yeah.
Great
check
song telling
yes
from like a child's point of view. And then it carries into like a couple still being in love today.
It's just such a sweet
He's chasing her around the house, up the stairs. And like he was chasing her around the playground when he was a kid.
And don't you love George Strait's music videos? I mean, they complement the song. And you're just like, oh, like it's just like a little miniature movie. And
yeah.
I love it.
But you just like want to be on a farm or on a ranch, riding horseback.
Yes, I do.
Kind of seems like too good to be true, doesn't it?
It almost does.
So I always appreciate when there are clear skies like that,
Oh, yeah.
and the temperature's just right.